so yeah. Okay, we're gonna play Professor Layton for 1 hour. Just 1 hour and then we're done. I do have to boot up Professor Layton though, which I will switch over the game. Okay, stream information. Oh, Professor, the last one. Jump scare alerts will go back on. Nope, come on. I'm like editing the title a little bit too. Okay. Back to sleep? Yeah, good rest. Completely understandable. Thank you for showing up. Have a good rest of your day. I mean, learn. I don't know how people get it, so it reads, like, it understands that there is a lurk there, and it'll still pop up, even though people write. It's just one of those things, like, where I just have to sit down and, like, figure stuff out, but it's like, you mean I have to figure stuff out? Oh my gosh, I have to delete all of the like little sounds. What's the application? Completely thought that was like part of the page for a moment. Where's the DS? There. I also have to draw a DS page. Completely forgot. Low priority. Yeah, like definitely. Ignore the donation goal. I have not figured out the quote price for this, so where is it? Be gone! Because I might do something else until I figure out what I'm doing with that. Because my next goal is kind of to get to the PC. But that can wait. Da-da-da! Layton! Layton! Shofar. Okay, I'm gonna kind of move myself over a little bit. Oh, I was like, where's the follower goal? Go over a bit. I'm scooting. And then we whee! Cool. Okay. Because most of all the gameplay ends up happening on the other screen, so just where the black market is, where the ancient flute was supposedly auctioned off. Yes. We have to go to the black market, guys! And I completely forgot that I usually have a walkthrough. I need a walkthrough just for the hand coins, other than that. And then, like, making sure that I get the puzzles right. Okay, how am I gonna do this? It's like, Okay, give me a moment. I have to, because I have to deal with chat. So I'm pulling chat up on the other screen because, yay. And then chat. All right. Go to the black market. Go to the market. Go to the black market. We are trying to find the black market. We are currently in a room. Do I already have... Did I do the paper thing? Check out the desk. I did that. Okay, and I have done that. Oh, yeah. It was the stupid paper thing. And I'm like sitting there, I was like, I don't know how to do the paper puzzle. Okay. It just wants me to pretty much leave and then talk to the lady. I didn't see you here yesterday. I heard some tourists got into the hotel to see the Specter. Do you know anything about that? Nope, none whatsoever. What? No, well, maybe. So it was you that were in the room 203 when it got attacked, huh? That was a close call. Yes, but we're fine. We've been moved to a safe place. Room 301? It's very comfy. I thought we were in 302. Oh wait, no, we were originally in 302. It's so comfy you could barely get out of bed this morning. That's enough, Luke. Oh, Luke. So if everyone's fine, then it's business as usual for us. What's your deal with tracking the Specter? He's an ex-boyfriend of yours or something? Yes, the giant Specter is an ex-boyfriend. He has some of my stuff and I need it back. Get it. Actually, never mind. I don't need the trauma. Just take this. It might help you. Might not. This little puppet has always made a fine good luck charm for me. A puppet theater minigame that has been added to the trunk. You got the new action for the puppet theater. Gripped. And sliced. Rised. Bobby gave you a puppet theater. Puppet theater and now has been added to the trunk. The professor's trunk. Direct the puppets to bring each show to its full conclusion. Oh, it's adorable. Thank you. Emmy, I always took you for someone who is more into cars and robots over puppets. This is a puppet show that will show you that you will direct. You will see the puppets act out your directions on the top of the screen. Tap the middle to advance the story. As the story progresses, you will direct different actions. Tap the action on the touchscreen. Okay. If the action you choose was correct, the story will continue. If you choose the wrong answer, the story will divulge into nonsense and the play will end. If you want to revise an earlier section, just touch rewind. Choose the correct action to see the play's grand finale. There are 3 plays. After successfully completing one, you will move on to the next. Death. Yes. You get it wrong, you die. You will collect the actions for your puppets to perform as you progress in the main game. See what happens. You'll bring all 3 plays to the grand finales. soundtrack. It was my first cooking class, so I was nervous. Welcome! A chef is light on words and heavy on cooking, so let's get going. What's the first thing you need to do? That's right, ingredients. What's the first thing you need? Oh. Today we are looking at carrots, onions, potatoes, broccoli, beef, and milk. Let's make us a stew. Okay, these fresh veggies here. So these are fresh veggies here, so you can't use them as is. Not unless you like the taste dirt. The chef was right. They're all pretty dirty, so I blank. So I must blank them first. You gonna give me rinse? Is that what that... I think so. Bravo! Ah! Only a barbarian would cook with dirty vegetables. Don't be afraid to wash them thoroughly. Once the vegetables are clean, put them on your cutting board. Now let's go ahead and peel them. I was shaking nervously. I could hear the clock ticking, but I blanked the peeler firmly. Gripped. Bravo! Yay! The vegetables were peeled, and he's gonna murder us. I had done it. I had exhaled a sigh of relief. Now that you have peeled them, let's cut them up. Come on, chop chop. We'll do the same for the meat as well. I took a hold of the knife and, carefully not to cut myself, I blanked all the vegetables. Sliced. Ta-da! Good, almost time to throw everything into the pot, but first, let's bring out the flavor a little bit. The chef took out a frying pan, and as soon as I saw it, I knew what I had to do. I coated the frying pan in oil and threw the meat and veggies and blanked it all. Guess what? We don't have any more words, so... Okay. We can't continue this one. We could possibly do it later, but we don't have enough. Alright. I'm gonna head down. Morning, trusty old slept well. I sure didn't. Well, I'm sorry for that. The new room you gave us was quite comfortable, thank you. Sure, I'm just glad you're all okay. If word was that some tourist got smashed up in one of my rooms, my business would have been done for. That was our fault. We knew it was gonna come and we were like, yeah, totally. Let's stay in the room that's gonna get destroyed. That would be unfortunate. So, what quaint examples of local flavor may I recommend you visit today? Who would like to see the market? Yeah, the market's nice. They got fruit, pottery, and fish, and all the stuff tourists like. It's west of the Grand Bridge, but I'm sure you knew that from reading your travel guidebook. Just cross the rope bridge and you'll be there. Thank you for your help, Joseph. Emmy, Luke, shall we? My eyes. They're like, I'm tired. And I was like, that's because you didn't go to sleep. Says I have a journal entry. Off to the market. After thanking Joseph for moving us into the new hotel room, we decided to visit the town's market, where we hope to find the black market. Despite the presence of a specter and a witch, it seems hard to believe that a small town like this has a black market. Could there be some history behind it? We must go to the market and find out. Sorry, I was finishing off my tea. And now I'm on the water. And we should. Okay. I wanted to go back. Okay. I had to make sure that I had turned everything back on. Okay. All right. Talk to Chippy! Chippy! Ever since we got the new police chief, our investigations are much easier. We have nothing to do. The Specter is more like a natural disaster than a crime, though. No injuries reported thus far, just a lot of damage. That's a lot of damage. Speaking of damage, do you know the puzzle of the cracked clock? Jeez. Puzzle number 023, the cracked clock. Jeez. While taking the clock down from the wall, you dropped it on the floor, cracking its face in half. Curious enough, you found that the sum of the numbers on each side is equal. Oh god, it's a math puzzle. Draw the line showing exactly where the clock of the face is split in half. Okay. Well, here we go. Math time. I feel like it's gotta be separate these big numbers. Because I want to feel like splitting it down like here, but... No, I don't know. Because it might be cutting off the 10... Might be better. Okay, we're gonna go through this one first. Okay, so this is gonna give us 11. This is gonna give us 19. That's a 9. This is gonna give us 15. Okay, that's gonna make us 30. That's gonna make us 40. This one is 45. Seven. Yeah, 7. That one's gonna make us 10. That's gonna make us 33. Yeah, okay. Even if I take 10 away... Numbers, yeah. Yeah, math puzzles are kind of just, like... Yes. So I think even taking, like, the 10 is not gonna do it. I think I'm going to have to go with something like this. Maybe? Okay. This is gonna be 19. It's gonna be 29, and then this is gonna be 30. 12. plus 15 is gonna be 45. This is gonna be 15. This is gonna be 11, and then this is gonna be 7. Did I just end up with the same ass numbers again? Because that's gonna be... It's gonna be 26. It's gonna give us, what, 33? Maybe it is down the middle of the 9? Okay, we're just gonna do it this way. That's gonna be 33. It's gonna be 39. Okay, that's gonna be 17. That's gonna be 13. It's gonna be 9. 20. It's gonna be... Okay, there, that was it. Yeah. Split down the... Yeah, okay. That was right.
A challenging puzzle.
I still get terrified because of the one puzzle that I was like, I was right, but I was wrong.
No puzzle is without an answer.
I hate that one. I hate that it did that to me. The clock space is split between the 10 and the 9 and the 3 and the 4. Yeah. Hey! Turn up. The other day, some boys were trading puzzles with the chief when the chief showed up. My third eye can see through any of your puzzles, he said. Quit loafing around. We all went straight back to work after that. Imagine being in this world and getting thrown a puzzle. It's no wonder he got promoted to chief so quickly. He has a way with words. Oh, Chippy. I want that. Talk to Alice.
A puzzle? For me?
We meet again, my friend. You as well, Aldous. I'm gonna butcher names because... Good to see you with friends. An investigator without friends shall only discover loneliness. A puzzle? What a sad way. Puzzle number 024, Moonlight Melancholy. Create a symbol of joy inside the box. A princess and a prince and a princess from two countries have fallen deeply in love, but their two countries are at war, so the young lovers cannot be together tonight. As they gaze at the moon, separated by more than just distance, each shed a tear, shed a single tear. Bring them joy by forming a symbol which to adore the sky, night sky. You may move and rotate the tears as inspiration. I was like, how do I move it? Is that what I'm supposed to do? The heart? I'm pretty sure it's the heart. Am I, like, supposed to, like, somehow... Can I, like... I can't get it to, like, I want it to sit, like, straight up. But, whatever.
This took some creative thinking. A little more thought is in order.
No, apparently it wasn't. Quit. Shh. I don't cheat. What am I procrastinating? I don't care if I have to do shit again. Shit! We're going through! We're speedrunning! Okay, we have to go through this whole thing again. We're gonna save before this puzzle because, of course, it had been difficult. We're not gonna get into the theater puzzle. Hello, Kinga. Yes, they went a little crazy with the gifted stuff. Love them for it, but like Hello, Chippy! Give me the puzzle, Chippy! How do you walk? 3 and 4. This better be damn right.
Some puzzles must be met directly.
Layton, you scared me for a moment.
No puzzle is without an answer.
All right. Oh. Darrow. Oh, yeah. Off to the market. Done. Okay. And we'll get back into that. Here's your day that you redeemed earlier. Look, I completed the request. Alright. Give me this thing. Is it supposed to be, like, upside down? Or is it supposed to be like this? This thing scares me. Like, because I know it's supposed to be a heart, but...
Be sure.
You couldn't accept the sideways heart.
No puzzle undone.
Correct. Now that their tears are gone, perhaps they will find happiness after all. I didn't mean to do that. Why? Why did you move? Oh. It actually showed up. Oh, I took off my hood too. Stupid. Okay. Oh my gosh, are you? Sure. Anyone who comes into the starting soon is gonna be just hearing the SpongeBob parody. A gentleman's solution. My puzzle is solved. I respect it. Concede? Concede to your expert skills. Such a defeat before a child. Oh, the shame. It burns long from within. There's no shame in a good puzzle, Atlas. Oh, yes, I know. I just gist in such times. Well done, good man. Thank you. That was a very enjoyable puzzle. A good puzzle is like a good mime. Most satisfying when it comes to a surprising yet predictable end. I have to go find the whole song intro and get all the words so I can know. Oh my god. Can't wait. My thoughts as well. Well, I must be... Layton, are you done with this man? It's like, yep, nope. Done with his, whatever he's doing. Enter the cafe. Okay. Talk to Patty. Okay. Sorry, folks. Not quite open for business yet. I want everything to be perfect. I got a bit of a mess here. I need to know which filling is what, but I can't just go biting into everything to find out. Might we be of service? Oh, really? What are ya, the bread-sniffing patrol? What? Puzzle number 025. Taste test. Did we get food? There are 4 types of buns in an assortment of 12. There are more cream buns than butter buns, few chocolate buns than jam buns, fewer jam buns than cream buns. If the buns of the same type always have the same shape, what is the fewer number of buns you have to taste to determine which shapes are which type? Huh? Alright. I was quit. Okay. Okay, we have 3 cats. Yep, that's a 3. We have 3 flowers. We have 2 grids. And then 4 of the browns. Flower. Cat. Kitty. Squares and then around. Okay. There are more chocolate buns than butter. Butter can be this, and then, okay, so these right here could be either of the creams. There are fewer jam buns than cream buns. Okay, let's say if we made cream the 4, then the butter can be like a 3 because there's fewer chocolate buns than jam, and there's be more. So let's say we make one of these a butter, one of these I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna make this one the cream. Fewer chocolate and jam. There are fewer jam buns and cream. Okay, let's say we make this the jam, and then we make this like the butter, and then this one could be like the chocolate. Cause that would work. Okay, so you don't have to taste the two like squares, because if chocolate's supposed to be the lowest, then that's there. So I think you would just need to taste one. Like one of the three, then you would be able to tell the difference between which one. My answer's gonna be one. You only need to taste one, yay! One! I was right.
This took some creative thinking.
Still scares me every single time he does
No
it.
puzzle is without an answer.
Sweet deal, you only need to taste one. From the puzzle, you know that the cream buns and the chocolate buns are the most numerous and fewest. Respectfully, you can skip the largest and smallest of the group, only leaves you to the groups of three. If you try one of the buns from either group, you instantly know which type is which. Yep. Pour it in. Oh, what wonders, now I can open. Thank you. Sir, just try to remember your breads this time. Oh, I've done that where you're just like sitting there, you're like, which one was which? I would do that when, I would be like working at McDonald's and you make too many drinks and you're sitting there like, oh shoot, which one was which? Because if you like accidentally put lids on them and then like you didn't stamp or whatever, you're like, which one's which? What wonders? Okay, yeah. Please don't mention it. Sweet. Walk down and leave the cafe. Oh. What is it, Professor? I suddenly had a feeling that someone was following us. That's not creepy anymore. Perhaps I'm just imagining it. Perhaps. Thank you for the head pat. Oh no! It's a little off. Because I moved. Done. Boop. Because was blinded during the Thank you, Maru, for the posture check. And thank you for the head. Oh no! And the hand stretch. And I can hydrate. Thank you for the health check.
Oh my god, you're so fucking cute!
Hey, you're cute.
Thank you. But yeah. Layton, you scare me. Okay. It says we have to talk to Clarence. Okay. And as I will do my hand check. Oh. Hello there, sir. I keep hearing flute music. Am I the only one? I don't hear it right now. It was quite moving. Melancholic. Tune. It reminds me of a puzzle. Okay. Puzzle number 026. UFO SOS. Oh, dang it. Okay. One day I saw a spacecraft hovering motionless in the sky above me. Must be engine trouble, I thought. The solution was simple. All I had to do was move the spaceship's energy ball from the left to the right, and it was good as new. Do you think you can do the same? Yeah, if you give me a moment. I'm stretching. Okay, I'm gonna quickly finish it up. Like, it couldn't just be a puzzle that I'm like, I had to think it through. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 8, 9, 10. And wiggle it out. All right. I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work because I can move this, but I can't quite have that work out. Damn. I was like, that can kind of fit over there, but I didn't mean to do that. I need to somehow get the ball out. No. Oh gosh. Well, this was gonna be a fun one. Like, I understand doing this, but that's not gonna help me. Oh, wait. Of course! Should have known. That's stinky. Just a stinky zombie. Like, I want to stick that there, but I need this guy to go down. I need to get one of these blocks into this thing. But how? I get close, but I don't at the same time. Usually I'm like, I'm not bad at these, but like, this one's making no sense to me. And I'm just going around in a circle at this point. Like, I don't even know how to get the ball out. Because I can get here, but then what do I work with here? So that's not gonna help. Oh no, I might need to be using hints. Great. I want to kind of create whatever, like, see how it kind of just moves? It's what I want, but I want with that ball. Like, I want to move this here, but then I'm like, okay. Alright, we're gonna use our first hint. The flying saucer can be fixed with the minimum of 31 moves. Okay, so it's gonna take us a bit, but I'm at 105 moves and I have not moved this ball. First move down the top, move down the two on the right, and then line up the two block shapes in the top right corner of the ship. What? Okay. first move the pass out soundly, I'll be off. Congrats on your debut. Thank you for joining me, Caro. I probably won't be live too much longer because I might need a nap and I need to figure out what I'm doing. But I hope you have a good night and thank you for showing up. And thank you again for the model. Have a good night. Bye-bye. Move the two on the right. Okay, so it's saying me to tell me to move both of these down and then line up these. Huh? Okay. Okay, I'm messing up already. Okay, we're gonna move down these two. We're gonna move these. I'm gonna move this one all the way down. I'm gonna move this one, what, here? Then I'm gonna move this up. I'm gonna move this all the way over. Okay. Okay, in the newer games, they give you like an undo button so you can undo just one move, but oh well. Alright, I'm using the second hint. From the first hint, collect the 4 in the middle, moving the 2 M shapes to the left and the right as needed. I might just do this step by step because I'm like, oh my gosh, these two. Okay, so it's saying to do this. And then collect, and then continuing from the first hint, collect all 4 in the middle. And to the left and right as needed. So this? We're going to hint 3 because I'm still utterly confused on what. Once all 4 are in a row in the middle, return the 2 to the top right corner. After that, try to maneuver the red L into the bottom right space. To the far right, this will give you the room that you need to move the energy ball into the top left corner. Okay. To the top right. After that, move the thing to the bottom right. And move all the other L pieces to the far right. Ah! 31.
I think this is right. That was it.
That was ah! Out of this world. Yep, I did it just like that. Watching you reminds me of my home spring younger days. Mr. Layton, is any of this true? It does seem like a rather unusual story, doesn't it, Luke? He's just like, yep, this crazy old man. Well, there we go. Well, we did it. Just showing me step by step. I literally didn't even know if I was going to... Oh, we got a new train course, though. Very impressive, young man. Now, what were you talking about? You said you were hearing a flute music? Ah, yes, that's right. It must have been from that legend from long ago that summons the Specter. It's quite scary these days, but it wasn't supposed to be. What? I had a dream where I looked up at the stars and suddenly saw a big flash of light across the sky, and then I realized I was on a train, but I had no idea where I was going. Anyway, I set up a course just like the dream. Ow. Clear. No, I reached it. I didn't pick up all the things, did I? I'm hoping not. If I was able to do it without picking up the last one. Yay! talk to Jasmine. Okay. Ooh, a puzzle. The hotel in North Alley has giant gashes in the wall. Good thing I got out of there. I shudder to think of what would happen if I stayed. Trying to solve a puzzle or two. Layton's like, have a puzzle. Solving a puzzle or two will focus your mind and calm you a bit. That's not a bad idea. Hey now that you mention it, here's one that I meant to ask you about. Puzzle number 027, floating cottages. The 7 floating cottages show below. It's connected by 12 small bridges, which has made this little retirement community quite the tourist attraction. A visiting couple has decided to paddle a boat out to one of the cottages and walk back to the mainland by crossing each bridge only once. Which cottage should they start at? What if they went doot cross this down here? This. Ow, I missed one! Yes. Start with this. Yeah. Because they can still go to the cottage, but... Okay, final answer, D. It should be cottage D. Yay!
A challenging puzzle, to be sure.
Still scares me every single time because I'm like, okay,
no
yeah, I'm right.
Undone.
And it's like, now you're wrong. Correct. The couple should paddle to the cottage D to begin their jaunt back to the land. By starting at the cottage with an odd number of bridges, you can cross them all the way back in. Ooh, a new fish tank. That's it. I remember now many things. I'm glad we could be assistants. Fish tank. Fishy fish. All right, it's gonna go this way. It's gonna bounce off here. I'm thinking a bubble here. It's gonna bounce. Then do what? Maybe flying down this way? I don't know. Try that. Stop. Never mind. Happy anniversary! Thank you! Thank you both. I'm glad that people showed up and enjoyed. I don't know where I'm going with these fishes. Oh, great. Oh. Spider, thank you. Welcome in. Welcome to the Shadow Realm. Enjoy your stay. Hi. Raid no work. What the heck? Oh, I kind of figured. I was like, there's a lot of you. You're also a void. Dara, are you still here? Can you shout out Vizzy? The raid didn't work, but I still want to shout him out. I don't know if you're still here. Did you leave me? Did you fall asleep, Dara? But boy, I'm going to type it out my shield. He asleep. I'm just calling it. He asleep now. Oh yeah, how was your stream? I did see that you were streaming, but I needed to set up. My good stream. Ooh. Oh. I'm glad that you had a good stream. Bunch of Halloween stuff. Yeah, like, I thought about doing a Halloween game, but I scared myself a little too much last night trying to keep up as I worked on stuff. Ooh. I love when games do the little Halloween events. They're so cool. As I fail at doing a fish game. I don't think this is what I want. Maybe this? For now, I'm afraid you're gonna have... Oh yeah, no problem. Thank you so much for the raid. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Keep messing up. This work? Oh, no. Okay. That sends that back the other way. Do I want something like right here? Because that does send that fast. And that does work there, but I run out of time. Currently we're playing Professor Layton, and it's a puzzle game. I'm currently doing one of the mini games right now, which is this fish game. I don't know. Maybe this will make it go faster? Right there, I think. Did I use this one? I don't know. Yeah. Okay, I did end up using that one. Okay, we're gonna try this again. No, that didn't go well. Dang it, why do I only have 3 bubbles? Like, I want to use it, but it's not... I think that works, but I run out of time. My mom is speaking to my grandpa, but she has to yell at him because he can't hear, and I'm just like, oh, okay. And since it's Halloween, we can't let the dogs out because trick-or-treaters, and we don't have a fenced-in yard, and we need to leave today, so it's just gonna be my grandpa, and he can't quite handle the dogs. And I didn't even fix anything, I just let it go. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I don't... okay, that works that way, but... Okay, we're gonna retry that. Is that... That takes care of that. Can I... Yes! Oh, finally! So my mom set up this little, like, fence or whatever from the front door because the dogs will just bark at it. And she's explaining it to my grandpa, and he's just like, this is too difficult. And we're like, it's there for a reason because we know you can't handle the dogs. Okay, we're gonna walk up. Oh, we're talking to this guy again. I love the little lines. Sounds like a tough day yesterday. Didn't find what you wanted, huh? Unfortunately, no. I've been saving this puzzle for a rainy day. Why don't you go ahead? Puzzle number 28, black and white cats. You want to display your impressive collection of black and white cats, paperweights on this 4x4 grid. You must fill every space. No row or column must have more than 2 same colored cats next to each other. The 6 cats currently on the grid must remain where they are. You can fill the rest of the grid. Touch the space on the grid to place the color, change this color, or remove it. You must fill every space. No row or column can have more than 2 same colored cats next to each other. Okay, so these are gonna have to be white. It's gonna have to be black. That's gonna have to be black, and that's gonna have to be black. Does that mean that it has to be white? Oh, but oh no. Okay. No, because that's it. You must fill the column. No row or column have more than 2 of the same colored cats. Okay, restart. So on either side must be white. Which means this row must be black. And then these 2 must be black. Right? 'Cause this can't... That's gonna be... Wait. That's a column. So that should be fine? I just realized there's 3 in this row. This would be all white. Hmm. Can I do that? That would be that. That'd be that. No, I can't do that. You must fill every space, but no row or column can have more than 2 of the same color cat next to each other. 6 cats. I think I'm gonna use the first hint. Anytime you spot 2 adjacent cats of the same color in a row or column, any space next to them in that column, or column, or anytime you spot 2 adjacent cats, the same color in the row or column, any space next to them must be filled with the color of the opposites. Yes. So that was filled with the white cats. I want to say it's this. I don't know. I'm gonna just yank in. Oh, it's right. Okay, bonus. The reason why I'm using a walkthrough mostly so we can kind of go through the story quickly.
Thinking.
I am doing the puzzles like myself, though I will be end up being hints. The reason why I'm checking the answer before it is because I'm trying to get all the crats. Correct. There is no rule about having an uneven number of black cats and white cats. And then I don't want to use my actual hint coin, so I read the hints from the thing. The police in town are oddly competent? I'm sure, yeah, whatever. I'm sure they will catch the Spectre soon. For now, the Spectre continues wanton destruction in town. And my beauty sleep suffers. Okay. It's telling me to walk down. That and the walkthrough kind of tells me where all the puzzles are, so... Souvenir shop. You're selling a lot of products. You found a new item, a cement bowl. Ooh. It may not fetch a high price, but it's a fine piece of workmanship. And then it wants me to talk to Finch. Hey there, Luke. You staying cool? Hello, Finch. You two know each other? We used to play together. Yeah, but Luke stopped coming around. Too cool for school. Now, Luke. Glad you're outside enjoying nature again, at least. Luke is going to the market with us. Better watch your tail feather. That's where all the worker kids hang out. They're no joke. Worker kids? The factory on the east side of town closed down. Check it out if you want. That place is a hoot. Ever since the workers lost their jobs, all their kids... Hi! Hi, Rosa. Welcome to the Shadow Realm and show your stay. That bell gets me. All the kids hang out at the market. Better keep Luke there under your wing if you want to stay cool. I can take care of myself. Luke, you are a pampered little chick who lives in a mansion whose dad is the mayor. That kind of life is what most kids chirp about in their dreams. Well, they shouldn't. You'll be alright as long as you all flock together. Cool? Oh, yes, very cool? That's sweet, sweet music. Hey Luke, why don't you take a crack at this puzzle I made up? See if you can crack this one. Puzzle number 029. How old? A friend wrote you the following letter. Our baby girl Nat was born last year in March. If you multiply her age by those of her older sister Kat and her brother Pat, the product is 36. If you add all their ages together, you get the sum of 13. Everyone is healthy and happy. Right back soon. The letter was written on April 25th. My birthday. What are the ages of Pat, Kat, and Nat, Kat, and Pat? Was last year in March. Okay, so Nat is 1. So pretty much timesing anything. The younger our baby girl. Okay. So right here, the younger sister is 1. Okay. So that means between these two, got to add up to 12. Okay, but I need to figure out, but them being times, 1 won't change a difference when you're timesing, so I need to figure out what will add up to 12, but will also times to 36. But I can't go higher than 12. I'm trying to think of all the things that will times into 36. I want to do 9 and 4. Yeah, 9 and 4, but that won't add up to 13. That's too high. 36. So not 5 times 3. That's 7. What is 7 times? My brain. It's been a while since I needed the times. It's gotta be the older. It can't be too young. They won't reach. Because I would need a higher number to times it to get to 36. 3. Because 3 times 12 will get that, but I needed to go up to 12, so it can't be 3. 4 would be 4 times 9, and that doesn't work. Math. I know, so much math. 5 won't work. 6. 6 times 5 is 30. So it's 6 times 6 will equal 12. So they're twins. Alright. What's the answer? Because that's what I'm going. And yeah, they can. She would be the older sister because the younger sister was born. It doesn't matter what you say because I just checked the answer and I am right. Younger sister is 1 and the rest are 6.
How about this? That puzzle wasn't so hard.
That is correct. Their ages are 6 and 6 and 1. It only works if the older sisters are the same. The older siblings are the same. They are in fact twins. See, Daro? I got it. Wow, you're no doo-doo, Luke. Dodo. Doo-doo. By the way, I heard your mom went migrating for the season. Dude, why do we keep bringing up his mom? I think there's something going on. Don't bring up his mom. You're not stalking around, are you? That's exactly what he was doing. They word it wrong then. I think it's because it's the baby girl was just born, so it would be the younger sister and then it would be the older sister. So it would be her older brother, but since there's one, they didn't need to clarify. Possibly there is a reason why there's a difference between the US and the UK version, because maybe it was worded different. Actually, hold on a minute. I can actually check if this one was worded different. Because they actually have... I don't know. Because sometimes they do change the names of the puzzle. Depending on the UK. Well, that one didn't have a change of it. I don't know. Who knows? They sometimes word it weirdly so they can, like, they can kind of make a puzzle out of it, I guess. Can't quite help how it's worded. It makes sense to me. No, of course not. It's all right to miss her, Luke. It's cool. Yeah, that's probably why they didn't put older brother. Because I think it's just inferred that, of course he's older. She was literally just born. And, of course, he couldn't have just been born or have been the twins with the younger sister, because then it would be 1, and there would be no way that it would times up. Okay. I don't know what that means. Can I click on the cat? What does the cat do? It's telling me to enter the library, but... Was there something added? Oh, okay. Yeah, unless the question was from the brother's perspective. I think that it might be because here you don't have to say you have an older brother, you could just say that you have a brother. I don't think you need to really specify that if it's younger or whatever. Since because older sister could have been the first twin born. And then younger was always. No idea. I think it was more to give you kind of perspective on which name was whose. I don't know. Oh. And coins! And then a rare tome. A rare tome indeed, given that it also bears the title of rare tome. Then it wants me to talk to her. Oh, what a bother. Every time I come back from a short break, it takes so long to get my mind in gear. Especially after a holiday. I try to find anything that will stimulate the old gray matter. Like this puzzle, I haven't solved it yet, but my gray matter is no matter today. I'm the youngest child of 3. I don't know any different than the Book, puzzle number 030. Book stacks. Okay, someone left a ton of books on the table. Now the 2 librarians have an unpleasant task of shelving them all again. The librarians try to count all the books, but they're stacked so high that neither of them can see all of them. Use the librarian's point of view and work out how many books are on the table. Great. Okay. This one has... Okay, hold on a minute. Erase all. Yes. I'm switching to... Okay, this one's 2. And then this one's also 2. And then this one's 3. This is where it's gonna get... No, because this one's 4. And because you can kind of see this one, and then they also see this one, so this one is 5. Okay. This across... No, this right here, that will be 10. There's 16 books. And we divide that in half. That will give us 8. I don't know if they need just the total or if they need the divided. Work out each how many books? Okay, there's 16 books. You'll see, you just need a total. Okay. Clocking in 16 then. There are 16 books total. Yep.
A challenging
I like the
puzzle,
simple
to be
math
sure.
problem where it's like, oh, I'm just counting.
I love the thrill of a good solution.
That one was nice. Yes, that one, I didn't mind that one as much. There are 16 photos total. Good eye. Of course, much appreciated. Apparently I'm not talking to the cat. You want me to talk to him? Luke, I hope you get to visit London someday. Your father talks about missing London sometimes. Maybe you two can visit there soon. Maybe when Brenda returns. When is your mother to return, Luke? Can everyone leave this poor boy alone about his mother? Yeah, when my brain does get tired, it gets harder to do this. Oh, I didn't mean to pry. You take care of your father when your mother is away. Sure. This poor boy, leave him alone. Okay. Is this place new? Yeah, okay. It's telling me to pick up hint coins. Continue right, okay. Oh, okay, this is the factory that shut down. This is the old factory. I guess they used to make steam cars here a long time ago. How rare to have a factory located in town with such clean water and lovely greenery. They closed the factory because it was polluting the water. Oh. Mouse, 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 mouse! Haha, got him. I was worried for a moment that I was gonna get the mouse. Yep, I got you, stealthy mouse. We're just gonna grab the hint coins. And then they want me to talk to him. Oh, a puzzle! The years have passed quickly since I got laid off from the factory, almost like living in the future. I was so caught up in work that I never settled down or tried to start a family. Now, when I go home, I'm all alone. I've named all the flowers I grow. I talk to them every morning. Only puzzles make me forget my loneliness these days. Oh, this poor man. Puzzle number 031, light height. No, not math! No! Alright, a single light hangs from a beam above the floor of this decrepit warehouse. There are two posts, both of which are a foot tall, separated by the distance of 15 feet. The light casts a 3-foot-long shadow from the left post and a 2-feet-long shadow from the right post. Figure out how high the light is hanging from above the floor. These are like the math problems you used to get in school. So like this would be like that triangle or whatever that you used to do. Except for, am I going all the way out here? Because that's 20 feet. But it's not in the center. This one has more feet on the side than this one does. So it's like, it's not quite exact. Mm. Math. Lovely. Whee! I think I have an answer, but yeah. Okay. So the thing is, like, this right here, we are kind of missing this, but we are also missing this. So we can't quite do that, but we do have these smaller triangles. Taking up, yeah. I think there was like this perfect whatever, like, triangle, like, I don't know. What the fuck was it? A Pythagorean theorem? Is that what it was? Is that what I need? I don't know what that would help me with. Why? I don't want to do math. They're like, oh, you get a nice, lovely, like, book counting puzzle, and then math. I'm like, ah! It's 5 feet. I have no reason for that. Fair enough. Well, it's higher than 1 foot. Can I just take what this is and, like, kind of guesstimate? I'm saying 4. No reason for that one either. Yeah, eyeballing, it's either like 4 or 5. Alright. But yeah, it's a guess. Okay, looking at the first hint, it's like, choose one of the posts and visualize a large triangle forming under the light. The light spot directly on the floor of the light is the farthest point. The shadow, imagine smaller triangles forming between the top of the post and the bottom of the post, and the tip of the shadow. These two triangles are mathematically similar. In other words, the larger is proportionate to the smaller one. Oh, that makes sense. So the small triangle. Do, 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 do. If that makes... yeah. You doing it first. Yeah, I know that it is that, but it's more the fact is my brain wants to go. So it's just like, oh no. Ignore these. I'm like, how do I divide 15 unevenly? Which was this? I always hated the triangle thing because I'm like, yeah. And then if we just pick one side, yeah. So this would be 1, 2. Yeah, 1 and 3. Can I just look up the Pythagorean theorem thing? So it isn't. Two sides are equal length of. No idea. I didn't realize we would be learning the Pythagorean theorem again. Okay, what? So this is A. So what? See, yeah. I've been plugging it into a calculator on the other side of the computer. And it's getting me decimals. And I'm just like, dang it! Why can't you be nice numbers? I'm like, I can round. This is somehow giving me 3. Would you like the answer? I might just look at the answer, to be honest. Because at this point, this is just math. They have different answers because of the, for the UK and the US because of our measurements. Guess who was right? It was 4. The estimate guess. So that was just like, that looks like 4 feet. I haven't been in school, yeah.
I'll handle this one, Professor.
Should just went over with our gut instinct. We're like, figuring out math. We're like, yeah, right. Look at all of this. So many triangles. That's a nope for me. Exactly. Yep. Yes, you got it. Yep, totally. Didn't cheat at all. The fact is that you can remember details from the inside of the factory shows that you enjoyed your job. No, I just worked there for so long that everything's burned into my memory. Yeah, exactly. I never did figure out why the factory boss chose to let me go. There must have been some reason. If there is, I don't want to know. It's time for me to eat my lunch now. Good luck to you. Careful though. A puzzle? This must be a hidden puzzle. Puzzle number 148. Glass boxes. How many of the boxes contain gems? Um, 27 glass boxes have been stacked to form a cube. Some of the glass boxes have gemstones inside. Image A will show the view from above, B will show it from the side, and C shows it from the front. How many boxes contain gems? Okay, so we at least know that there's this L. And B shows it's here. So it must be in the middle. So that would bring that up to 3. And that excludes the first row because it's not there. But how does this work? Oh, okay. So there's one here. Wait a minute. Erase. Yes. Okay, we're gonna do this. Okay. So there's one in the front. Like, there's one right here, and then there's one behind it. So that would bring that up to 2. And then I'm assuming... Three, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm showing this. Okay. So these will be just 1. So 1, 2. We're just erasing everything. Okay, because this is showing the 2. So 1, 2. And 3, 4, 5. Is there 5 of them? Okay, because there's 3 here. And then there's 1 here. Yeah, I'm going with 5. Yep. 5.
Some puzzles must be met directly.
He still scares me.
No puzzle is without an answer.
I'm like, I love you, Layton, but you still scare me. Correct. Only 5 of the boxes contain gemstones, less than what it might seem at first. Done and done. All right. Oh, this one has different names for the puzzle that we're gonna come up to eventually. Oh, here we go. I love that we are like avoiding the story. Like, shit, we got puzzles to solve. It doesn't look like Clark is here. Mr. Layton, shh. You must keep it a secret from Clark that Luke left the house. Well, of course, I am sure Clark has noticed that his boy is gone by now. Like, he's like, of course he knows. Either he's giving him too much credit, or we are not giving him enough credit. Layton Dolan has gone out quite a bit. Before, he would be very clear about what he wanted done, but he's been even busier than usual since that Specter appeared. I'm just a simple maid. Without guidance, I've run into trouble. That doesn't sound ideal. Even now, I'm having a tough time just cleaning up. Puzzle number 032, fit for a king. Or in the UK, a cleanly clean up. What the puzzle is called. Touch a tile and it'll give you a number. Start from the tile marked with the number 1. Go over the title in order to create a path. Sequence numbers with the numbers already marked on the board. You have the job of cleaning a king's room in his palace. This king is quite meticulous and has declared that his room must be cleaned in a very specific way. The numbers are written on some of the tile flooring, showing the order in which the tiles should be cleaned. Starting from tile 1, proceed from tile to the adjacent tile in the correct order. That can you find a way to clean all the tiles without repeating any to avoid dirtying the new clean tiles? The last tile you must clean must be next to the door. Is this the door right here? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. And 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Okay. I'm assuming it's just this pattern over and over again.
This took some creative thinking.
It was pretty easy, Layton. I like these. These are easy. Math ones, why math? Like, I'd rather do math than English, but... Look at that. The cleaned room is in the pattern formed of the Chinese character, the word king. It seems that the king is keen on language, puzzles, and clean floors. Yeah. I apologize for asking a guest to help with such matters, but I'm no good at puzzles like this. A gentleman is always ready to help a lady in need. Oh, lady, why aren't you a smooth talker? Be sure to learn from this one, Luke. I accidentally went too far down. Walk down to leave the house. And then we leave. Do, 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 do. Walk down, talk to Brock. The Specter had a late checkout at the hotel, eh? Did they charge him extra for that? I heard people were inside when the Specter smashed up the hotel, but no one was hurt. Our Specter has terrible aim. I heard you were looking for the black market, eh? Who told you that? Good luck with that. That's Black Raven turf. Who? Black Raven. Hey, you make a good parrot. Black Raven, give me a cracker. Across the bridge. Oh. The market is just across the rope bridge. Can't wait to see what kind of things people are selling. It's telling me to go across. Hint coins, lollipop, this, and then signs. Carefully search the bush. A lithograph. It's hard to believe that object so light was made of stone. Talk to Aunt Happy. I would like to buy some of this delicious looking candy, please. You're kidding me. Get out of here. I make my candy by hand. I made it for children, not adults who can't control their... Excuse me. So you won't sell me any? Oh, you're a quick one. How about you, little boy? Would you like candy? Not a little boy, and thank you, but no. You could teach your adult friend here a thing or two about self-resistant. Move along now. Damn, bitch! Sorry, Emmy. I should have bought some and given it to you. Well, it's a bit late for that, Luke. Are you okay? You seem upset. Fine, really. Thank you. Bitch. It says I have a journal entry. The sweet smell of candy. At the entrance of the market, we met an old lady selling confectionaries. Her basket was full of delicious-looking candy, but it seems she made it a policy to only deal with children and refused to sell any to Emmy or me. It's a shame because that candy looked very good indeed. Bitch. Walk a little bit left. A black market must be hidden. This looks pretty normal here. Let's ask around a bit. Let me talk to him. Looking for something? Maybe something very specific, rare. Try Marlin. Marlin's here? I don't know. She's got the best assortment of fruits and fresh vegetables. Oh. Hello there. Today we have specials on many kinds of fruit. Everything looks so fresh. I bet they all taste great. These plums are ripe and sweet. Here, try a sample. Oh, it's heavenly. By the way, do you know anything about the black market? We're just straight up asking people. Is that where you're heading? I heard rumors, but only people who go are rich tourists. We're looking for something in particular. Perhaps you could tell us about what you know? I suppose it won't hurt anything, but first solve this puzzle for me. You want information? Puzzle. Puzzle number 033, Fruit Friends. 4 friends meet in town, each with a kind of fruit to share. The first friend brought a bunch of bananas, the second brought a cluster of grapes. They set the fruit down at their feet as the third and fourth friends arrived, bringing with them grapefruit and a melon. They also laid their fruit by their feet, but then they had to run as fast as possible. Where did the group meet? Circle your answers on the map. B, because it was round and then they set it down so it rolled down. B. Yes.
Some puzzles
Yeah, let
must
me
be
just
met
set down this
directly.
melon on a hill and it goes.
A gentleman leaves no puzzle undone.
Ship, 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 ship. The 4 friends met at point B. The melon and the grapefruit are both round, so they began rolling down the hill as soon as they were placed on the ground. Look at them run. Not a melon. Ooh, we got licked. Nicely done, sir. And now let me tell you what I know. They say the boss of the black market is very strange and very scary. No one has seen his face. Place him at your feet. Yeah, who knows? They were just like, ah, yes. Gravity's not a thing. There are some rare antiques and works of art there, but if you don't want to get too involved into it. Doesn't sound very savior place. How exciting, Emmy. Emmy. And just who's this strange man who runs the black market? We'll see when we find it. Let's ask around a bit more. Okay, they want me to walk up. Hit coin, and hit coin. Aunt Taffy's candy cart is the best place in the entire world. The candy completely owns me. When I think about how I can't eat her candy when I grow up, it makes my heart hurt. Basket? Oh. Apple! Professor, the apples over there look delicious. They appear very fresh, but they seemed as if they're about to fall out of their cart. Professor, would you like to try a puzzle that I made up? Puzzle number 034, apple picking. Or in the UK, basket of apples. Time to pick some apples. You have 3 baskets of variety size. There are 5 apples on the tree. Pick all the apples, but make sure that the large basket contains more apples than the medium basket, which in turn must contain more apples than the small basket. Each basket must contain at least 1 apple. Can I split 1 in half? There are 5 apples. Yeah, that doesn't make sense. It's always a fucking trick to these shit. Oh my god, I know. Oh my god, I just remembered. Oh, hold on a minute. There are puzzles like this where it is very, very sneaky on how you're supposed to fucking solve these.
This took some creative thinking.
Yes, Layton, this one does.
No puzzle is without an
Sometimes
answer.
these sneaky puzzles are the ones that, like, I remember, like, through the years. Because it clicked, and I was like, there's no way. And I was like, I knew there was something to do with the baskets, but I was like, I couldn't remember until just that moment. Put 2 of the apples in each of the large, medium, and then put 1 apple in the small basket and then move it into the large. That does it. Was that puzzle too easy? Only because I remember the solution, Luke. Only because of that. Not at all. In fact, it actually if it had been any more difficult, I may have turned apple pleated. Har 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 har. Even Luke was like, did you just? Okay, we're walking up. Hey, it looks awesome. His name is Nabby. Oh, this is just the worst. The worst, I say. What a pain. What's wrong? Oh, nothing. Well, if you truly want to know, my father left some time ago and never returned. Honestly, same. Now I win the bread, so mother does not suffer. It's kind of has me down. Wow, I bet your father would be... Why would you bring his father up in this? I understand this is an older game, but like... I bet your father would be very proud of your dedication to your family. Lady, what do you know? He hasn't been around for over a year. He doesn't even think about us. Well, I'm sure he had his reason. Emmy, it could be a shitty reason. A very shitty reason. You don't bring this up. Emmy, go away. Maybe he just got lost at the blackboard. He went for milk and got lost. Have you seen that where someone was like, they somehow like, it was like this whole like sequence or whatever, like the dad went to the grocery store to get milk and then somehow got like kidnapped by aliens and he went on like this whole adventure and all he wanted to do was go home with milk. If you were at the black market, you could find him. He's at the black market. Oh, let me run there right now. Ha, kid. A pathetic attempt at getting information out of me. Thanks for pretending to care, though. Emmy! Emmy! No! Nobody knows anything about the black market. You asked, like, one other person. Professor, I don't think it's here. Emmy, we may need to refine your people skills. I think the entrance to the black market may be hidden. No, duh, it's the black market! What a dumbass! So, how are we gonna find it? Well, someone must know. Yes, it might be protrude to ask around a bit more. I think I said that right. A market full of children. There's no doubt that the black market is hidden somewhere within the town's market, but perhaps predictably, nobody seems to know how to find it. Stranger than is the fact that since we entered the market, all the people we encountered all have been children. What reason could there be such an age disparity to me? Words. Words are my enemy. Okay, we're gonna walk back down. And then... Oh. The road goes in both directions. Let's explore down there as well. Go to the right. Pick up the 3 tank coins. Talk to either of them. Okay. Socket, you ate all that candy? Mom's gonna be mad at you. I only took one little bite, several at a time. Here, I'll give you the last piece if you promise not to tell on me. You can't buy my silence with something so... Nom 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 chomp. Wow, that candy was really good. She's easy. Buy your silence with candy. Excuse me. Socket made me eat it. Oh, I thought you were her mom. Do me a favor and don't tell anyone that you saw us eating any candy, okay? Our mom can be pretty scary. She shouts and shakes her hands and makes her forehead all wrinkly. Search carefully above. Oh, a puzzle. There seems to be a hidden puzzle here. Puzzle number 149. Marble thirds. Or apparently in the UK, marble swirl circle. No! Stop with the math! The diameter of the circle below is divided into 3 equal lengths, and those lengths are used to make the marble-like design that splits the circle into 3-dimension colors. The area of the selection 1 and 3 are equaled, but what about the area of the section 2? Is it less than or greater than or equal to area 1? Huh? Huh? You want me to wing it? Because... I think it might be the equal to, because... just by looking at it. The areas of 1 and 2 are the same. Got it.
Some puzzles must be met directly.
You still scare me. I'm saving after this because he scared me too much, and it's been a while. Precisely, the area of 1 and 2 are the same. The best way to think about it is using the 3 sizes of the circumference shown above. If the ratio of the diameter is 3:1, then the ratio of the area is 9:1. I I guessed! I just turned the stream audio on and I realized it was Layton after 3 seconds. Oh, come on in. Yeah. Where Layton gives us math puzzles and we logically look at it and being like, that's a good guess. And then like, screw the math. Because look, he went into all those math and I just looked at it and I was like, it looks about the same. Well, that took care of that. How are you doing? Okay, tell me to walk left. And then we're still going left. Oh god, there's more children. I love Professor Layton. It is one of my favorite. By the way, Wolf, yes. I want to say your avatar's cute. Thank you. I really enjoy it too. I'm so happy that it finally got done after so long. Oh, dogs barky bark. Okay. We're getting like more into this town and we're like, everything's like boarded up. We are finding hit points. Okay, it's there, there, and there. Yeah. I said it earlier, but it was laying out the factory and ooh! Don't learn that. Yeah, no problem. Okay, we're gonna talk to his name's Scraps. I like forgot all of their names. See anything salvageable? Jeez. Well, too bad. I already laid my claim on this gold mine here. Where are all the parents? Besides that one guy's dad, because he's long gone at this point. Just don't let Emmy talk to him again. Yeah, but Professor Layton was gifted to my little brother. And he would keep getting some of the games till I finally started asking for the rest of the games. Because I would steal the games from him first, and he's like, because we would kind of fight over, we're like, no, I want to complete the puzzles first. Like, it was a race to pretty much complete them. I would take that DS and just, like, anytime the puzzles got too hard, I would start asking different adults. But, pretty much a lot of it was guessing. Didn't understand the puzzles, but then I would, like, just guess. Especially the ones that are like, oh, you circle them or you click it. Those were kind of just easier. But the ones where you had to write down the number was hard because there were so many options. And you pretty much threw collecting procrats out the window. You were like, gone. Like, you've guessed so many times that it stopped going down. I think I was just too little to understand kind of what the puzzle was asking for. But yeah. We were just like, puzzles. Gold mine, this mountain of junk? Junk, huh? Aren't you the mayor's kid? Yeah, I bet a rich kid like you would know a lot about hard work, eh? Go tell your butler that you saw people working for a living today. I'm sorry, I wasn't trying to... What? See? What you see as a mountain of junk is how we make a living. I'm sorry, I called it a mountain of junk. That was terribly rude. I feel awful. I'm sorry. Oh, I was just kidding. Lighten up, rich boy. What can I do for you? Ah, the mood shift! Well, I'm looking for... Do you know where the black market is? Black market? Does that place really exist? I hear rare pieces of art turn up there, but I collect junk, right? So I don't know much about it. Fair. Then we're gonna talk to him. Pardon me, young man, but do you... I don't know nothing. The old lady that sells candy knows everything. Everything. I see. Thank you. Well, that was fast. All right. Talk to Badger. Okay. We have a new thing. Gossiping Taffy. According to the boy in the west quarter of the market, the old lady selling candy is also the local informant. She is certainly well placed to monitor the comings and goings of visitors to the market. Let's return to the entrance and talk to her. All right. Do, 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 do. Do, 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 do. A puzzle? You're still hanging around? No candy for you. And that's my final offer. Be gone. When are we leaving? I didn't get the time that we were leaving. So I will continue for okay. Oh, hi Oats. Just slam that door open. We have a question about the black market. Oh, you got some business there, do you? I'll tell you what I know, but only if you can solve this puzzle. Hi Oats. How you doing, Oatsy Po? How you doing, baby girl? Puzzle number 035, candy counter. Or, in the UK, sweetie shapes. Yep. You order candies in the shape of hearts, clubs, diamonds, and spades. But when you arrive, when the candy arrives, you notice you received the wrong amount. The seller claims that she sent the correct number of each type, but looking again, you realize that she was actually right. How many of each candy did you originally order? Remember puzzle number 5 from Curious Village? It's been a while since I played Curious Village. I do mean to play through all the games on the channel, so I'm currently going through, chronologically? All of them. One with the clock hands. Oh man, it's been quite a bit since, Okay. This is 1, 2. Anyway, it was the puzzle where my parents just gave up. I think there's I can't remember which game. There is this one where you had to separate the trees into sections, and I remember getting so stuck on it as a kid. Okay. Alright. We got 30 more minutes, and then I have to get off and start getting ready. So is there supposed to be 3 of each? Because there's 1 here, 1 here, and 1 here. So that's 3. And Okay, so there's one here, and one here. Put spade. This says extra spade. Because the spades go out like this, but there's diamonds. Because there's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2. So maybe this one is a spade. Because this one looks more attached than this one just looks like there's a crumb in this. Because this looks like that's supposed to be this, and then this one looks like it's supposed to be this. So 3. Three. It was supposed to be... Are they all supposed to be the same? You ordered candies in the shape... but when the candies arrived, you noticed you received the wrong amount. The seller claims that she sent you the correct number of each type. Looking again, she's right. How many of each candy did you order? Or is it supposed to be... Okay, I'm bringing back up this memo. That it's supposed that you're supposed to get another diamond. And there's just 2 spades. And you're supposed to get what, like... 4... I painted that one the wrong color, by the way. So you're supposed to get what, like 4 of these and then like 4 hearts. Oh, it automatically erases. Okay. So what, it was like, this was supposed to be 4, this was 3. This one is 4, and what, this one's 2. Four diamonds, 3 clubs, 4 hearts, and 2 spades. Yep. Me was like, they must all match up. No, I'm just completely wrong. Okay. I'm like checking again because I am terrified. I forgot to save again.
A challenging puzzle, to be sure.
Still scare me.
No puzzle is without an answer.
Correct. One of the diamonds broke in half and stuck to 2 hearts, forming what looks like 2 extra spades. The candy counter. Ooh. You got simmering. Good show. Oh, I am so impressed. So, the black market, eh? One of the boys who buys candy from me is talking about it. He says that a dark bird runs it. Dark bird runs the black market. Does this boy buy candy from you often? Oh, sure. Tweeds is always around the marketplace. Sweet boy. He's always wearing a red shirt. You might want to talk to him. Thank you very much. And then we're going to save because you clarify me. Info on the black market. Kathy told us that the children who come to buy candy from where we're sharing rumors about the black market. One of the regulars, a child named Tweeds, should be able to tell us more. Apparently, he is wearing red, so it might be the same boy as we met earlier during our investigation. We are going to go back to the market now to seek him out. Is that an adult?
Look out! Who's that? Stop there! Oh, no, you don't!
Emmy, no! Luke, wait!
How the actual... Damn, Emmy.
Huh? There! That way!
Some Scooby-Doo bullshit. Layton's getting tired. He's like, I can't run. I'm an old man.
What is this madness? This is ridiculous.
It's voice acting.
Wait, over there! No, there! What's going on?
I am the Black Raven. Welcome to my market. You come here asking all sorts of questions. Now, why is that?
We are interested in a particular item.
Really? You? Yes, everyone is searching for something. Very well then. But first, you must prove that you have what it takes to barter. I'll give you one hint. You'll have to figure out the rest on your own.
Who on earth? Oh, the voice acting's gone. On earth was that? I heard. Huh? Welcome on in. I hope you enjoy your stay in the Shadow Realm. Oh God. Boop. That runs the black market. I hope you cutie Wolfie. Thank you. I've heard rumors that the Black Raven is the head of the group that runs the black market. Thank you. I'm glad I was finally able to do it. Black Raven, black market. I can see that, so he's in charge? It looks that way. And what's this piece of paper that you left us? Put my body together. Mr. Layton, what is that supposed to mean? His garb is rather ratty. Maybe he needs a new outfit? I do believe this is some sort of hint that he has given us. But what could it possibly mean? That is what we'll investigate. Let's ask around a bit more. Ooh, we got a new mystery. Enigmatic? Man, calling himself the Black Raven, rules the black market from the shadows. What's his true identity? He appears to be faster than humanly possible. The market is filled with boys and girls, but not one adult in sight. I wonder why. Taffy says one of the children may know exactly the whereabouts of the black market. Okay, we got a new entry, the Black Raven. What awaited us when we returned to the market was a strange figure in a black cloak and a white mask that moved so fast our eyes could barely follow it. According to Luke, this masked character is known as the Black Raven. The note that he left for us must contain a clue about the location of the black market. Tweeds, I presume? Yeah, how did you know? Aunt Taffy said that you might be able to help us. It must be pretty funny watching you and your friends run around. If you help Tweeds, maybe Tweeds will help you? Puzzle number 036. How many ones? One day, a little boy who was very curious about numbers thought to himself, if I were to write out all the numbers from 1 to 120, how many times would I write the number 1? Can you work out the answer? Okay. Okay. 21 times is when you reach 100. Because there is 100 at the 0. 1. And it's 3 when you get to 11. And then each time will just be 1. So like 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's 11. So 32. 32 is my answer. I forgot about the 10s! Oh, wow, I'm completely off. Oh boy. And I completely forgot about 111. Yep. This is great. Math. You know, it's funny, I probably would have written out the entire thing. Alright, 53.
This took some creative thinking.
Yep, totally. I didn't get it wrong.
The thrill of a good solution.
Oh, wow. The number 1 comes up 53 times. You have to remember to count twice at 11 and 3 times at 111. If you keep this in mind, the problem is simple. Yes. So I got like all of this. I forgot 101. I got like all of this, and then I forgot about all the 11s up to, yeah. And then I forgot the 1s. I got all of these, but oh boy, I only counted like half of them. Ooh, we got a new train. That was great, thanks. How can I help you? Can you tell us where the black market is located? Well, if you put the raven's body together, he will show you the way to the black market. Put the raven's body together. What does that mean? Can't tell you anymore, but this medal will help you. Am I supposed to click? No, okay. Good luck! Oh, there he goes. Let's see. This design looks like a wing of a bird. I see. So perhaps there's other medals also in the parts of the raven, with parts of the raven on them? Yes, that must be it. Put my body back together, says the note. Let's see if we can find the other medals. Alright. We're gonna do the little train. Oh, but we also got a new thing. Assemble the raven. After having another chat with Tweeds, we followed the clues pointing us towards the black market and attained a medal representing one part of the black raven. It seems that collecting all of these medals will open up the gates to the black market. But where can we find the rest of them? Our best bet now is to search the market thoroughly. Okay, we're gonna do the toy train. Okay, there's a car. This car moves, so we can't get hit by it. Let's see if this works. It's gonna hit me. Oh. Okay, let's go this way and see if this works. It's gonna hit me. I'm gonna go. Okay, we're gonna go with that. I'm trying to get the car to pass by me again. Because I have enough gas, but... Ooh, there we go. Oh! Come on. Yes! Oh, thank goodness. Alright. And with that, I'm going to call it because I'm going to have to go get ready. Okay. Alright. Yep. Do. Oh, I still have Pythagorean theorem on my computer. Okay. And pop over to chatting. And I gotta pause the game. But yeah, thank you guys for coming on out. Let's see. Is anyone on? Caterbox is on. We can raid Caterbox. They're playing Dead Space 2. All the Dead Space games. But yeah, we're gonna raid Catter. And thank you guys for coming to my debut. And I'm glad glad for everyone who visited. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. And I hope to see you guys later. I'm gonna give you guys your raid messages. Raid 1. To copy it myself. Okay, and then raid. And this one's for those of you who are following, and then the first one is for those of you who are sub. And I need to actually start the raid. Road. I want to raid Catter. It's not allowing me to read Kara, or not Kara, but Catter. Is it just because of how it is? Please. I'm refreshing my page. Please. I don't get to raid her very often. Get Catter and I wouldn't think so, but am I unable to raid Catter? Is there a way that you can block a raid? Oh, apparently I have sound on. Dang it. All I want is the raid. Like, I don't get to raid Catter. And the thing is, I would type in the command if I knew the command. Dara, why aren't you awake? No, come back, Dara. Oh my god, I hate this. Move message. Do pardon me if this just shows up in chat. Haha, it just showed up in chat. Ha. I'm a sad Wolfie. I don't remember how to do shit. That's why I'm a terrible mod. Oh, how? Is this it? Yes. I was right, but I second guessed myself. Will you do it this way if I type it? Thank you. That's all I needed. Was like, Catter's raid settings do not allow you to raid at this time. And I was like, that's all I needed. But like when I would do it the normal way, it's just like an error. And I was just like, can you tell me why you're in error? And I was like, that's all I needed. So I could go find someone else. Stupid thing. Let's see. Unless someone else has got, whatever. I'm just gonna. Okay. I'm gonna raid Doc. They're kind of doing a collab, but they're doing like a scary labyrinthia? Whatever that is. Or names. I love that I'm like closing my one eye. Guess what? We're able to raid now! Yay! Okay. Thank you. If you stuck with me, but I hope you have a good rest of your day. Bye bye. Did I copy my own raid message? Bye.